Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Allen Lovewell. I'm a folk singer from the island of Martha's Vineyard, and here seated with me is Molly Conole. What a wonderful lady she is, and we're here again. Sunday night, 8 p.m. Sunday at Sea.
Sunday
and
at
it's a
Sea.
real treasure to have you all joined with us.
Absolutely.
And thank you for joining with me at my show this morning to report that we were doing this tonight. Let's see if I can put this in a nice safe place. Oh,
That's a good idea.
Wouldn't that be
Speaking
nice?
of safe things, we had a little. This is live, and last week, just before the show started, we had a little instrument thing, so we have to be extra careful. My flute was dropped and suddenly needed fixing, so we got to be careful around here.
Yeah, some of the stories you don't know about what it is we try to go through to get this.
That's live.
And you're going to hear this flute. We love her flute. Her flute is just...
Thanks to Steve Tully. Shout out to Steve for fixing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And he fixed it. The thing... Anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, here's something we've been playing.
So for several weeks or months now, we've been playing the Ukraine national anthem. And the last couple of weeks we didn't because we had so many other things. But our thoughts still go out there. And right now, we're 100 days. I was just 100 days of going through this. And so we're just going to do a little instrumental and pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Concertina. Oh, it's got such a great sound.
That instrument is a century old. It's over 100 years old. 120 years old, I think, is what we dated it. Anyway, wow. Oh my gosh. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome. We're so glad you could be here with us.
So glad. New friends, old friends. We're glad you're here. What you doing for us next?
Okay.
You got something up your sleeve, don't you?
Say, we're doing Leaving for Liverpool. Doing that.
Leaving for Liverpool.
And I don't think we've done this. I don't think we've done this on Facebook.
I don't think we have. Maybe you've done it.
I've done it alone.
Yourself.
I've done it solo.
Uh-huh.
I've done it solo, and the part about this song that I love so much is the last verse, but because it refers to sun setting in the harbor, and I'm sure all of you have a treasured moment when you were at the harbor watching the sunset, wherever you are.
It's that kind of day today.
And what makes this even more poignant is this is a song about a man leaving his woman to go to sea. And it's got to be, in the seafarer's life, one of the hardest, most difficult things. Not to mention for the woman who's left behind.
We'll hear from her next.
That's right. Farewell to you, my own true love. I'm going far away. I'm bound for California. I know that I'll return someday. So farewell to you, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves my mind, but my darling, when I think of you. Well, I'm shipping out on a Yankee whaling ship, and Davy Crockett is her name, and Burgess is thy captain of her, and I've heard that she's a floating now. So farewell to you, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves my mind, but my darling, when I think of you. Okay, here's that verse. Oh, the sun is a setting in the harbor, my love, and I wish I could remain, for I know it will be a long old time before I see you again. So farewell to you, my own true love. When I return united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves my mind, but my darling, when I think of you. Yeah.
Yeah. I like all that passion you were putting in it. All that strumming was giving me a breeze. That was good.
Thank you. Well,
I
you
love
got.
that one. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Wait till you hear the next one. She's.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, I see we got visitors. I see comments coming in. It's great. Thank
Oh
you,
my God,
everybody,
we're
for
seeing them.
joining us.
Oh,
It's
boy.
great. I don't know if I can see them on here. I have no idea.
Let's see if you can see them.
Yeah,
Just-
I can. I'm seeing some of them.
Oh boy, here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. It's wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's just great to see your comments. Great to know you're here, even those of you not commenting. We know you're here, and thank you so much. We're glad. Oh, now we get to do this one. I love this. Yeah. I think I need to put my iPad up here again. You're gonna do some noodling for us again. I love when you do that noodling.
I love this tune. You heard me noodling in the beginning of the show.
We'll noodle again. I love this one. It's so pretty.
So I'll tell them the story of this, okay?
Oh, good.
She says she'll give you shit better than me, but we just heard the story about the guy leaving the gal. He getting on a ship and going away. Well, there aren't a heck of a lot of sea shanties that mention the girl's perspective, the woman's perspective, the woman's hurt, the woman's sadness.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of songs.
She didn't get to go.
We go digging around. We go digging around looking for a song that tells the story. A woman's sorrow, and there are not many. But we've got good news for you.
That's right. We have a winner.
We have a winner. We have a song. I love the song, and you do too. And any of you who've gotten the CD have heard it already.
That's right.
Any of you who've streamed it on the internet have already heard this lovely tune. And the two of us doing it together, it's just like, oh my God. All right, you take it from here. You tell them more about it.
Such a beautiful tune. That's right. Well, the cool thing is that, we do sea shanties, but this isn't called a sea shanty because it's not coming from the sea. No, this is a parlor song because that's where the ladies hung out. They got to stay at home in the parlor and sing the songs.
Probably crying too.
Yeah, probably. It's sad. It has
Now,
a sad thing to it.
But it's the melody is just
The melody
sweet,
is just beautiful.
sweet.
Yeah, it's really sweet. Yeah, you ready? All right, here we go. My Willie's on the dark blue sea. He's gone far o'er the main, and many a dreary day will pray for he to come back again. Then blow the gentle wind o'er the dark blue sea, bid the storm king stay his hand, and bring my Willie back home to me, from the sea back to the land. I love my Willie best of all, he was ever true to me, and lonesome weary are the hours till he comes home to me. There is danger on the mighty deep. I hear the billows cry, and mourning voices seem to speak from out the cloudy sky. I see the vivid lightning flash and hear the thunder roar. Oh, Father, save my Willie from the Storm King's mighty paw. And as she spoke, the lightning flashed, hushed was the thunder roar, and Willie clasped me in his arms to roam the sea no more. gentle wind or the dark blue sea, no more will stay thy hand. Since Willie is safe at home with me in his own dear native land.
Isn't she wonderful?
Isn't he wonderful?
That's a great tune. That's
Sure
such a good
is.
tune. And we don't know when the last time it was sung before we got a hold of it.
That's right.
It was hidden in
It
the
was
book
hiding in a book. It was just
by Gail
sitting there.
Huntington, collection of sea songs, maritime songs.
We're glad we found it.
We are so glad. So glad he collected it.
That's right.
And
I know.
what a treasure! What a tribute to him! What a good guy!
Exactly.
All right, so as many of you know, and we have to assume that some of you are new to the show, we just came out with a CD last month, and it's available to you in many multiple ways, and we need you to get it.
And one of them is scrolling on your screen right now. We have a little message on there, a way you can get the actual CD. Now I know some of you might not have CD players, but maybe you do. Maybe there's one in the car. Maybe there's one that plugs in your computer. Maybe you can find one around.
For reasons that are beyond me, I have a very strong following of people who commute, who play my CDs, and could be playing this one on their cars, because they
right.
still have cars that have CD players.
Mm-hmm. And they make Bluetooth ones of those too.
That's so please consider exploring the possibility of having your own collection of our songs.
Well, the CD has the liner notes, it has the credits,
That's
it has
right.
all the stuff. You can get it, of course, on all those streaming services that shall remain nameless, but
No, we can mention
that's
them.
okay. That's
You can
good.
get it on Spotify,
Right.
and you can get it on Apple Music,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pandora,
Amazon has the
Amazon
CDs at
Music,
least. Yeah,
Amazon.
so-
So, I mean, this is obviously the new technology of the day. However, if you're a musician who's struggling, you are struggling in this day of streaming because there's no money in it. There's only money in performing. But the good news is that your fellowship tonight, your gathering with us tonight, your gathering with all of us tonight, is part of the story, and you'll pass the word on to your friends, and maybe your friends will buy a CD, maybe your friends will.
Thank you.
So the idea is that, there's a community. This is the Molly and Mark, the M&M community, and we welcome you, and we appreciate your joining with us. I also want to shout out to our wonderful Patreon supporters who help us out, and we also, Molly wants to give a special shout out tonight to we have many old followers who follow our show.
That's right, and we have a new friend. I met her today, and Caroline was going to join us. Another Caroline, and so welcome,
Caroline
Yeah.
Caden.
Yeah.
Right? Caden.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
joined us. She just and welcome her to the show.
Yep.
And I think this is
Yes,
the
they're a
the
very
big,
nice person. I was very happy to meet them today.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we're into this. We're into the sharing of the
Yeah.
sharing the love. Let's sharing the love.
Exactly. Well, it was a labor of love to make it, and we love being here every week with you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. COVID was a hard time, but Mark started this show as a way to just keep in contact, and you guys have kept that going, and that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Molly, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you did that.
Well, it's so cool because it's like I don't know how.
This is 2 years. This is
2 years we've been doing this.
You've been doing this, yeah. That's a wonderful, wonderful achievement you did.
I mean, everyone knows this. I mean, the amazing thing about this pandemic is that no one could foresee the huge impact that it has had in our lives.
Yeah.
The huge impact in our families' lives, and the friends, and the community, and this nation, and this world. And 2 years ago, we were just trying to figure our way to navigate it.
And it's really affected people in the performing arts a lot because we depend on gatherings of people in order to be able to share what we do, and
Is it? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to focus on this for 1 second. It was devastating to the arts community because number one is performing live for the audience was the way to make money, to sell tickets, have people show up. That disappeared. We already spoke to you about the fact is that selling CDs and selling music, selling people don't. There's no money in it. So it was a double whammy for the arts community. What is so remarkable, I have to say, from this standpoint, is this show prevails because we have Patreon supporters, we have anonymous supporters, we have people who, I cannot say enough nice things about the amazing community that has arisen from nowhere. From nowhere.
That
they
helps
weren't
the
here.
show keep going. Yeah.
And so what a
I mean, they helped you solve some of your early, sound issues.
Oh my God, they're poor people.
And lighting issues.
Oh, we had
stuff.
so many.
You've had some good people coming through in some big ways,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
Thank you, Molly.
Yeah.
Thank you for going there because
Absolutely.
I don't think I necessarily would go there on my own.
Well, they all deserve a huge thanks. Oh, you're going to sing a favorite song of mine. I love how you sing this
This
song.
is a sea shanty that.
I get to just sit and listen. Oh, I love this one.
This is an opener for a story I want to share. In 1853, and on June the 13th day, our gallant ship anchors away for Greenland bound away, brave boys, for Greenland bound away. Well, the lookout, he stood on the cross trees with a spyglass in his hand. There's a whale, there's a whale, there's a whalefish, he cried. She blows at every span, brave boys. She blows at every span. Well, the captain, he stood on the quarterdeck. What a fine old man was he. Overall, let your davit tackles fall and launch your boats out to sea, brave boys, and launch your boats out to sea. Well, we launched our boats and the men aboard, they were so all alone. That great old ship that whaler saw with 10 fathoms long, brave boys, 10 fathoms long. Well, we struck that whale and the line paid out, but she gave a flourish with her tail, and the boat capsized and 4 men were lost. We never our captain, he said, it grieves my heart and but to lose 10 of my gallant men, it grieves me 10 times more. It grieves me 10 times more. Oh, Greenland is a dreadful place, a place that's never green, and there's ice and snow, and the whale fishes blow, and daylight seldom seen, brave boy, daylight seldom seen.
That song is a workout, but I love it because the whale wins. I love that part about the song. I love it. The whale wins. The whale gets away.
The whale pulls out.
I love that.
And it's a good opener for the story that I want to share with you today. I just will say this, they don't write songs like that anymore. There's no, they just, the songs of folk music, the songs that you grew up on, listening to, were all story songs. Songs that tell stories, telling us about the challenges of life. And I want to share with you this amazing story that happened just a few days ago. Only just a few days ago. It happened in Chesapeake. Not the Chesapeake, excuse me. Chatham. You know how Cape Cod, if you look at Cape Cod, you got Provincetown up here, you got Chatham here, and you got Martha's Vineyard down here. And the waters off of Chatham, there was a humpback whale named Thumper. Thumper. You know, the whales are so scarce and whales are so fragile that scientists give them names and they identify them one from another. It's not like you walking down the street and looking at rabbits and saying, "Oh, there's one, there's one." They all, these whales have names. And this whale's name is Thumper. Thumper.
It's so cute. It's so sweet.
And they've known Thumper for a long, long time. And she's a mother. Word got into the, I'm going to read this out, the Coastal Studies folks, Provincetown, at the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown, word got to them that Thumper was entangled in a line. And she was swimming with her calf. So it's a mother and a daughter story, okay? It's a good story.
It's a good story.
A positive story. It's a positive story. This is the kind of story where we need to share these positive stories. And I wrote the lady. I told her I was going to put it on Facebook tonight because Amy Janice with the Coastal Studies, Provincetown, anyhow, they sent out a press release, and I'm waving it at you right now because just in case I get some notes I need to throw in there. So visualize in your mind a mother humpback whale. Now, humpback whales are not small, and they're not gigantic. You know, they're like 40, 50, 60 feet in length.
That's big enough.
That's big enough. And the calf, they're pretty big too. But anyway, so the two of them are swimming along, and she is wrapped in this rope, this fisherman's rope. I mean, we love fishermen, but this is, in this moment, this is not a good fisherman's story. This is a sad story for a whale. And based on, I mean, reading this thing, and you can Google Thumper. I'm sure there's some other media that have written about her, but Thumper had apparently been carrying this rope, this line, for a while. Word got back to the coastal studies. My God, they got in a boat and they got out there. They got out there with special equipment. What was the word that they used? They used a special word called the grappling hook. You know, the grappling hook is something you would use to pick up another rope. Grappling hook. But this grappling hook was different. This grappling hook had the characteristics of a grappling hook, that it would catch other lines, but it was embedded with, inside of it were all these very, very sharp blades. So all they had to do, and they did it, was to get that grappling hook onto the line that was entangled around Thumper.
And there was a video, right?
There was a video.
How
There's
they
actually,
aimed it just right.
Yeah, I shared it with Molly. I mean, we're looking for positive news on the day, and especially we're looking for positive news in our coastal waters, you know, because it's been tough.
And it was hard to aim it because they had to make sure they were going to get it close enough to the mother, but not to the baby that was also close to the mother.
Right.
Yeah.
They did it. And it only took us, I want to say a second. It took a minute for the grappling hook to get, and the humpback whale, Thumper, dove, well, she usually would do.
And it had a buoy, right?
And they had a buoy attached, and just the pulling on the line and the grappling hook completely freed
That was really good.
the line around the whale. And I mean, I'm reading it, I'm looking at this, and all right, so then I'm just going to read this because you might as well just do it, because it's boilerplate stuff, but it took a few throws to attach. It took throws to attach to the entanglement, but once in place, the buoy went slack within seconds, and when Thumper returned to the surface for air, the ropes wrapped around her body were gone, and both the mother and calf swam off to the east. There's also a reference to the fact is that both of them, both Thumper and her calf, were in poor condition, indicating that the mother had likely been entangled for months.
Wow.
The prognosis for both whales is now much improved. Well, that's not exactly the most positive news I want to hear. I want to say they're going to be fine. But anyhow, I felt it was really important, a good story to share with all of us who love whales, who care about whales. And anyway.
A lot of good people out there doing good work to help them.
And put themselves at risk. And Chatham is like down here is the South Channel. Is where the whales come and they go. There's a lot of this and that with whales. And I've been there. I've been out there. It's an amazing spot. I mean, you're standing and looking out on the water, and it looks like water, but there's currents moving in different directions and different places, and below the surface there are all kinds of sea life. Okay, so anyway.
I'll drink to that. I think it's about time we hit the ginger beer.
This is good. Can we do this all together? Can we share this all
If you
together?
have one at home, break it out.
Break out your...
We'll toast to the whales.
Toast to the whales. May there be many of them. May the ocean be filled with them.
That's right, and all in good health.
Thumper.
Oh, so
I mean,
Thumper.
what a sweet name.
I know. So sweet.
I want to give a shout out. It was this moment. Do I have my shout outs now? I haven't done my shout outs yet.
Yeah, you were going to do a something. And
I'll do that. Then we'll do
it.
it. Okay, sorry. We're going to do that after I do this one.
The concertina's here. We know there's concertina fans out there.
Clouds are upon the summer sky. There's thunder in the wind. Pull on, and homeward high, nor give one look behind. Row on, another day will shine with brighter light. Oh, plow the oars and pull away. Thou must not come tonight. There where there goes the words of love. Say all that words can say. Changeless affection, strength to prove, will mark the end of the day. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Oh, apply the words and give away. Thou must not come tonight. For like a river would I glide to where my heart would be. My bark will soon outsail the tide that heads towards the sea. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Oh, plow the oars and pull away. Thou must not come tonight. For like a star shines constant still through yonder cloudy skies, and hope as bright my bosom fills from faith that cannot die. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Oh, plow the oars and pull away. Thou must not come tonight. Row on, God speed the way. Thou canst not linger here. Storms hang about the closing day. Tomorrow may be clear. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Oh, plow the oars and pull away. Thou must not come tonight. Row on, another day may shine with brighter light. Oh, plow the oars and pull away. Thou must not come tonight. Okay, now I do my shout out. Is that a great song?
I love it. I love it.
That's a Gail Huntington collected song. The lyrics,
Aww.
he collected the words, but there was no music. And then somebody around the corner years later came up with words for it. I'm gonna a shout out to Seaman Ponsert Roberts.
Aww.
She's an amazing lady, and she sent me this. She sent me this book. It's called Everyday Heroes: The True Story of a Lighthouse Family. And I just have to, Louisiana, I think she's from Louisiana. I just have to say that we have amazing followers of this program.
Yeah, we do. We're getting some stories on here right now. Just
is she in there?
know.
Yeah, but yeah, the idea is that we have amazing people who follow this show. And I've known her for, I want to say a zillion years. No, it's like for a long time. I've known her for a really long time, and I've known of her for as long as that. And she was, as a kid, grew up on Cuddy Hunk, and her father was a lighthouse keeper.
Not many people
is
can
there
say
anything,
that.
I mean, they're talk about special. I mean, talk about wonderful. I mean, an amazing story.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, her family became. He was the lighthouse keeper of the West Chop Light, and there's a huge whole story about her, and she could comment on this show. But the best thing is she's got this book, and it's the second edition with photographs and stories all about. If you love the ocean, if you love stories of the sea, wouldn't it be nice to have her as your friend?
Everyday Heroes, that's what it's called.
Everyday Heroes, and let's see what the publisher is.
The True Story of a Lighthouse Family. Doesn't that sound like a good story?
Yeah, and at Coast Lore Media, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And let me just find out here. Copyright 2013. So it's been out a little while. But anyway, I dedicate this book to the memory of my parents, Octave Jules Ponsart and Emma Cornell Ponsart. Wonderful lighthouse keepers and just the best mom and dad any child could have.
Can't get better than that.
So, anyway, she sent me this.
So sweet.
And you're going to hear more about her because she also just sent me an email a few days ago, just overnight. Unbelievable lady. And follows us on Facebook Live show, and she's a generous, very, very giving lady. And life is not easy, and life has not been easy for her, but she is a giving, generous lady. So obviously I have to do the one lighthouse song I do.
It's a good one.
My father was a keeper of the Eddystone Light, and he slept with a mermaid one fine night. From this union there were three, a porpoise, a porgy, and the other was me. Yo-ho-ho, the wind blows free, all for the life of the rolling sea. One night I was sitting upon the glim, singing a verse from the evening hymn, when a voice from the starboard shouted, "Ahoy!" And there was my mother. She was sitting on a buoy. The wind blows free, all for the life of the rolling sea. So what has happened to my children three? My mother, she then asked of me. Well, one was exhibited as a talking fish, the other was served on a chafing dish. The wind blows free, all for the life of the rolling sea. Well, the phosphorus flashed in my mother's hair. I turned to look, and she wasn't there. But a voice came shouting out of the night,
"The hell with the keeper of the Eddystone Light!"
The wind blows free, all for the life of the rolling sea. Anyway, thank you for the book. Thank you, Seaman. You're a wonderful lady. And she also ordered CDs. I gotta say that. I think we say that because it's the real people order these CDs. So, thank you.
So sweet.
All right. Have we covered everything, Molly?
I think so.
We don't have any comments about anything. How we doing on our...
Well, there is one song that we forgot to sing. And it actually is a song we should have sang last week. And we didn't do it. Because we didn't know, or we didn't have our act together. We didn't remember. but it was a special celebration in the life of one of our people that has a lot to do with Sunday at Sea, right? Yeah. She was celebrating a special occasion in her life.
Oh, are we talking about Velma?
No, Melissa.
Melissa. Oh, Melissa.
Uh-huh.
You want to do that right now?
I think we better before we end this show.
my
We
God,
can't have
she's
two
quick.
shows go by and not remember to give her a shout out.
I'm going to do that in key of F. Is that
Okay,
right?
key of F. Here we go.
Melissa, I'm sorry.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melissa. Happy birthday to you. One more time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Melissa. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Melissa.
Happy birthday, Melissa. Oh my gosh. You're right. Oh man. This program is really live, folks. Mark's not always here.
Oh, but you're here now. Oh, this is special tuning for a special song.
Yeah, I have to say, Melissa's been with me all the way back, going to. I think I did you were there. I think I did a program at Wacoit Bay in my capo because I wasn't home in time to do a Sunday at Sea. So I did it on my boat in Wacoit Bay. I had a show.
That's awesome.
I think she was there. Melissa, were you there? Please comment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let's have a toast to all our friends.
Right.
All our friends. Let's
Just
toast to all our
friends.
friends. All of you. You know, you matter.
I have to. Can I read one other comment that we've gotten this evening too? Because it's a really special thing, and I think it speaks to the power of this show and the power of the something that you've created. This is a comment here from Bill. Bill, I hope you don't mind if I read it out loud.
Tell them where Bill's from.
From Texas, all the way from Texas. He joins us, and it's so wonderful to have him here. And he's telling us today how much it's meaning to him, today especially. He says on
You want some music in the background while you read it aloud?
Yeah, I just want to make sure you hear it too, because it's wonderful. On a Circle of Life day in which I learned a nephew and his wife in Florida are pregnant for the first time, and found out that a sweet Texas cousin of my wife passed away after a valiant fight against cancer, I am thankful for this home of people who create a welcoming community in which we share the same virtual living room. Thanks, Mark and Molly and friends, for creating an inviting home for us. Oh, Bill.
Bill, thank you.
Bill gets it, right?
Thank you, Bill.
Bill. That is so
And know this, Bill. I remember when I gave you the tour of the Vineyard Gazette, too. We had such a good time.
Aww.
He was so earnest and so enthusiastic,
So
and we had
sweet.
such, both of us could talk at the same time. We were having a good time.
Isn't that sweet?
He was such a good guy.
So sweet. Thank you so much for sharing that. That
Thank
means
you.
a lot.
That's what this show is about. It's not about Molly and me. It's about all of you wonderful folks out there.
Just enjoying this.
We're just
moment with us.
enablers. We're just helping you. We're just... Oh my God, I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. What a wonderful thing to say. Anybody else, please jump in. Anyhow, we're going to do our last song.
All
This
right,
is...
you can jump in singing on this one.
Yeah,
we know
sure
you
can.
know it.
Call all hands, demand the capstan, see the cable running clear, heave away just Spanish maiden. It is time to bid adieu. Happy time we've spent together. Happy times we've spent with you. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to dear England. Rolling home near God to thee. Round Cape Horn, one frosty morning, and the sails were full of snow. Tighten those sheets and pull in those halyards. Let her off and let her go. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to dear England. Rolling home, dear God to thee. One more verse. Thank you so much for being with us. I know I'm repetitious. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but I'm doing it for emphasis. Many thousand miles behind us, many thousand miles to go. The ocean lifts her waves to bring us to that well remembered shore. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea. Rolling home to Martha's Vineyard. Rolling home, dear God to thee. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. See you next week.